Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time, I'm not able to do the video I had planned for today, so I decided I got a baker's dozen of comics from my to be read book box. Some of the stuff has been in there for a couple of years, and some of these things you may have been seen before in haul videos, but most of them I don't think so, because most of them were put in that box before I started doing haul videos, I think. So I'll just show you some of these. And some of these are books that I may do and to actually intend doing deeper dive videos into. Well, first one here is E-Man number 9 from First Comics. This is, of course, E-Man started on at Charlton with Joe Stanton doing the art, Nicola Cuddy writing, and fortunately they maintained their ownership of the character. And after Charlton went bye-bye, they moved over to I think First, and I think PC. Another publisher did some too. I can't remember what was off the top of my head, but E-Man is always fun, and I've done a couple of E-Man episodes before. Then Mike Grell's John Sable freelance. Oh, I really liked that. John Sable, still from First Comics. And this happens to have issue number 31 and 32 in there, because it's not part of one storyline. I have several others. I've been wanting to do John Sable for quite a while. I have to get the right one. And Mike had a fairly long run at First, and they moved over to another publisher later too. The later stuff I wound up not getting, or getting very little of, and I've got rid of a lot of these. But Mike Grell also wrote a John Sable novel, prose novel, and I don't know, I've got it, but I haven't got it read. I need to. But remember, John, he also had a very short-lived TV series, live-action TV series of John Sable. And that should be, yeah, that's it. Interesting. Hang on. Then we have, actually from Gold Key, but this is the Whitman version of, I don't know which number it is, Tono and Kono, the Jungle Twins. I loved the Jungle Twins. Of course, this is actually a reprint from an earlier version, but George Wilson painted cover. I think it was what was his name? Gaylord Dubois wrote it, and drawn interior art with Paul Norris, who had previously done Tarzan. This is when, after Gold Key lost their the rights to Tarzan, and it moved over to DC. They lost their jungle titles, which was Tarzan and Turok. So they created their own characters, the Jungle Twins, and they gave their existing characters, which had been used in backups, and Tarzan and Turok was the Brothers of the Spear, and they got their own title. But here, and of course, they were always some regular jungle stories, but they wound up getting farther and farther afield with more science fiction oriented stories. But I love the Jungle Twins. Hominid masters guard the secret of the tower. Then we take a big step back to, this is Turok, Son of Stone. I did that a bunch of Turok, and this wasn't in there. It was a couple months or so ago, and I love the Turok. And this is actually from Dell Comics, 1959, and I'm not sure. I think this is the Mo Golub cover, and I don't know who the interior artist is. I'll have to, if I do it, I'll have to do some research on that. This is a little different. Tin Center, 1959. Turok, Son of Stone. And then have issue 33 from Gold Key of Turok, Son of Stone. This has a George Wilson cover. And the interior art of this is Alberto Giolitti, who is most closely identified with Turok and the other, especially TV stuff, the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Star Trek and stuff like that, for many, many years. So some good stuff. And this is a 12 center. Then we move over to some DC humor. And I only have very, very few issues of the Inferior Five. This is from, was it 67? I think it was. And but I like the Inferior Five, and they've been incorporated with the regular superhero stuff sometimes. And later on, Dumb Bunny here has been retconned into being the half-sister of Angel from Angel and the Ape. And this is Joe Orlando cover. That's because that's a humor, basically superhero parody, and they're spoofing their own superheroes in here. But that's a lot of fun. Then have Swing with Scooter. This is a 12 center. What one was that one? That was a 20 center. So this is, just looked at that, I think it was 67. Can't find any creative credits. I think Joe Orlando and Bob Oxner were doing the art. I think, I'm not sure. Swing with Scooter, I think I've got one other Scooter thing. I've mentioned him before, but I don't know that much, and I don't think it lasted very long. But it's a fun humor adventure stories. Humorous adventure stories. A little like some of the Archie stuff, but not, and the art style is definitely not Archie. And it's a lot of fun. I want to get that read and do a deeper dive into that. Then we have, Kyra. This is Kyra number 2 from EP Elsewhere. And it's unusual because, well, there aren't very, very small. This is from 1986. Basically part of the black and white explosion. And but there were several issues of Kyra. I've got one or two others, and a trade paperback reprint. This is it here, and this is kind of a muscle girl, jungle type fantasy type in there, and I really enjoyed it. I don't remember who the creators are, and see, it's got the board, and they even had some photos of the young lady who was the model for the character, and she was very, very big and muscular, and a very cute young lady. This is done mostly in looks like colored pencil with bits of a little bit of watercolor in there for the coloring on the cover, and I like that. And we have 1982 DC's All-Star Squadron Annual #1. That's Jerry Ordway doing that cover, and I think he did the interior art. And of course, All-Star Squadron is related to the JSA, Justice Society, and these look pretty much like the Justice Society characters here. And then we have 87, New Universe from Marvel. It had Mark Hazard, Merc, and I don't know why. He wasn't a superpowered story or superhero story title, so I don't know why that was put in the New Universe myself. But I have several others, and I've been wanting to do a Merc episode for quite a while. So, but I'll get that done. I had others there. I just grabbed one of them. Oh, there's one on the back side too. 9 and 10. 11, 10, and 11. But that was a long continuing storyline, and I think it lasted 12 issues, I think. Then we have, this is 86, I think it was 80, somewhere like that, from Renegade Press, Max Allan Collins and Terry Beattie's Ms. Tree. And it says 41. I don't think that was the Ms. Tree title. I have a couple of different issues. I have a paperback, and she's popped up several times. And of course, Max Allan Collins, writer of longtime writer for Dick Tracer comic strip, novelist, mystery novelist. Did close friend and collaborator with Mickey Spillane, and who I plan on mentioning here coming up in the near future. Mickey Spillane, Mike Hammer, and stuff like that. And some Terry P. Some nice artwork. And it has backup of Johnny Dynamite, which is a reprint from Charlton, I think. Done by Pat Morisi. Then we have, this is from actually IDW. Will Eisner's John Law, Detective, and Nubbin, the Shoeshine Boy. This is an updated version of Will Eisner's own John Law, which he'd only done a couple of stories of. John Law was a precursor to Will Eisner's The Spirit. That's when he was approached for comic book section for the newspaper, and John Law is what he first came up with. But they wanted something more, the mask and stuff. So it's exactly the same kind of, virtually the same kind of stories and stuff. But this was done by Gary Chaloner, Chaloner. I don't know how you pronounce that. And it was a part of a mini-series of one of 4. I think this is all I've got. And then we're going to end this, I think it's the last one. Yeah, end this up with some The Safest Place by Steve Ditko, Dark Horse. And this is some of his unusual and weird stuff. But not as political commentary like he had usually done. Yeah, this is from 93. And this was much later in Ditko's career, and he was doing mostly his own stuff at that time, and was on the more unusual side. So that's makes that baker's dozen of my books from my to be read box. So tell me what you think. Let me know what you think. Which ones you like to see more of. Because some of these are going to be covered in more depth. Oh, yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and do leave those comments. And remember, kids, comics are art.